What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an Arsenal inventory update to do for you guys. Vinyl this time. And I've got some hand-picked selections from a pretty good friend of mine. But first off, what we're listening to in the background. Morbus 666. Ignis Divine Imperium. Absolutely terrific Texas black metal. Definitely listen to anything that Morbus 666 has ever put out. It's worth your time. Alright. Now, normally when I do these collection update videos, I always have a set plan in motion. I already know what I'm going to talk about. I already know what I've picked out. I already know what I want to cover. I normally would never let anybody try and pick something out for me. I mean, I've picked out selections for other friends in the past, but honestly, I've never let anybody do that for me. Until now. The following records I'm going to show you are some records that were picked by a very good friend of mine, a guy by the name of Devon. He goes by Maze of Torment here on YouTube. He's a pretty cool kid. He's got some awesome music taste. He's definitely a passionate music supporter, and he's got a pretty blossoming YouTube channel. He's got some pretty decent videos, but I think he'll get better in due time. But anyway, I gave him a list of 10 records to pick from, and out of the 10 he picked 5, and the 5 that he picked are the ones I'm going to talk about here. And the first record we're going to talk about is some hardcore punk, to be specific. This is Portrayal of Guilt with Let Pain Be Your Guide. Yeah. This was a 2018 release through Gilead Media. And if you're not familiar with Portrayal of Guilt, they are a trio based out of Austin, Texas. And they play this very diverse and distinct style of hardcore punk. But I honestly think a band like Portrayal of Guilt are much more than just a hardcore punk band. I hear elements of grindcore, some power violence, even some screamo to an extent. And this band has been pretty hardworking and prolific with their material, with their EP releases, and most notably splits with the likes of bands such as Street Sects and Soft Kill. But this is their debut full-length album, and I think this is a very strong culmination of everything that this band has done throughout the majority of their existence. Just some really, really awesome music. I love the wretched vocals. I love the riffs. I love the drum parts. I love how quick-witted this record is. It's a very short, sweet, and to-the-point record. I feel like this is going to be a fly-by sort of experience once you listen to something like this. But I honestly recommend you give Portrayal of Guilt a shot. They are probably one of the best extreme music projects to come out of Texas right now. I'm very excited for Portrayal of Guilt's future. I know last year they put out an EP through Closed Casket Activities that was really, really nice. But I'm very excited for anything Portrayal of Guilt does now. I'm definitely a fan of this band now. So, anyway, here's the front cover. Love this artwork. Love the textured jacket here. And as you can see, this is a copy that's signed by all 3 of the band members involved here. I bought this off of a very good friend of mine that was parting ways with some records, and he happened to have this one, so I jumped in on it, so now this is pretty cool to have. Here's a back cover with track listings, some more badass artwork. Got a printed inner sleeve here with some more nice artwork. Lyrics for all the songs and credits. Dylan Walker from Full of Hell is on the track Your War, which is a really nice touch. I believe there are multiple vinyl variants of this, but this came on a very nice standard black vinyl. Side A, Side B. Good quality as to be expected from Gilead Media. But yeah, Portrayal of Guilt are a very, very good band, and their future is only going to get stronger from here. So yeah, check out Portrayal of Guilt with Let Pain Be Your Guide. Next up, we got some international flair from last year with some very regal-sounding black metal. This is the DEATHTRIP with Demon Solar Totem. Yeah. This is a 2019 release through Profound Lore Records, and I believe Svart Records handled this album internationally. And yeah, The DEATHTRIP are an international black metal band, mostly based out of both the UK and Norway. This band has some pretty notable people, most notably Kvost, I think that's his name. He played in the band Dodheimsgard, and you've got some other people who were in this project who were involved with other bands such as Mork, My Dying Bride, just to name a few. And this style of black metal is very old school rooted, very much in the leagues of the mid to early 90s. There's just a lot of breathtaking stuff to be heard throughout the majority of this album, with the title track and Enter Spectral Realms and Vintage Telepathy. You just get a lot of creative stuff going forward here with this album. This is quite a lengthy record if you get through it, but I highly recommend that you do so. I definitely think all the best styles of all of the bands that are involved with the DEATHTRIP are in full display here, and I think it's really awesome. I love the guitar riffs, I love the musicianship, I love the compositions, and I love the songwriting. This is some very, very impressive stuff. I think this is their second album, I should say. I really am not well versed off with their first record, but I really need to get up on it and change that. But I think this is a really solid piece of old school style black metal. Definitely recommend this to anybody that's into UK or Norwegian black metal. So anyway, here's the front cover. Beautiful artwork going on here on the front cover. Back cover here with track listings, more badass artwork. There you see Profound Lore. That label does no wrong in my opinion. Killer gatefold with some more badass artwork pieces thrown on here. Comes with a lyric sheet with lyrics for all the tracks. The main people behind this band on the other side, Host and Kvost. Yeah, really cool stuff. And I believe there are multiple vinyl variations of this particular record, but the version that I got came on this very nice translucent red vinyl. Yeah, there you see side A, side B. Sounds great. I'm surprised they could fit all this music onto one record, because it is a really lengthy record, but yeah. Check out the DEATHTRIP if you're into classical sort of Norwegian, European black metal. I definitely recommend Infernal Solar, Demon Solar Totem by the DEATHTRIP. We got another top quality release from last year, and we move now to Chile for probably one of the best Chilean black metal bands, or any sort of genre, to be honest. This is SLAUGHTBBATH with Alchemical Warfare. Yeah. This is a 2019 release through Hell's Headbangers Records, and like I said, SLAUGHTBBATH are based out of Chile, and they are one of the best bands to come out of that country, merging so much musical influences into their sound, whether it be black metal, death thrash, you name it. This band can conquer it and make it all their own. It is just absolutely insane. Yeah. Daniel Desecrator is just an absolute monster of a man when it comes to him doing the vocals, him doing the lyrics, and from time to time doing the artwork. And I think this is a very, very suitable follow-up to Path to Fire. I really love that album, but with Alchemical Warfare, they take things up a notch, just a little bit more, and create something just absolutely devastating. From the minute you hear Ritual Bloodbath, to later songs like Cavern of Misanthropy, the title track, Amulets of Carnage, just some serious badass music being made here by absolutely badass people. And Alchemical Warfare is just a joy to listen to. If you're into SLAUGHTBBATH, if you're into anything this band has done in the past, and they have a very celebrated discography, I should say, Alchemical Warfare is the band for you, the albums for you to be checking out from this band. So anyway, here's the front cover. Beautiful artwork. There you see the SLAUGHTBBATH logo. It's probably one of my favorite logos. Really badass art. If I'm not mistaken, somebody else drew this artwork. Alonzo Wilczek, I believe that's who did this artwork. Very, very nice. Back cover here with track listing and credits. Comes with a lyric sheet. Super badass skull and crossbones going on here. Opposite side, you have lyrics for all the songs. And this vinyl variation came in multiple different colors, standard black vinyl, and the version I opted for, which is a translucent red vinyl. Side A, I think. Side B. Really, really beautiful stuff going on here. I love, love, love this album and this vinyl color. But yeah, if you're into Chilean metal, if you're into Black Death thrash, SLAUGHTBBATH is the band to be checking out here. So yeah, this is SLAUGHTBBATH with Alchemical Warfare. Go check this one out. Now we get on to some goodies. This next record I'm going to show you is something that I thought was too good to be true. Last year, Relapse Records had their annual Black Friday sale where they had a whole bunch of cool shit for sale. They had like $10 records of any variety, $5 CDs, so many crazy things to be found during that sale. And I happened to get a bunch of cool records during that sale. But the one that I'm about to show you here is the one that I thought was too good to be true. I didn't think this was going to be a part of the sale. But it was a part of the sale, and this is quite a historic record in many more ways than one. This is Death with the Sound of Perseverance. Yeah. This was originally released in 1998 through Nuclear Blast Records, and this is the 2018 reissue from Relapse Records. Of course, you know, Relapse Records have been painstakingly reissuing a vast majority of Death's full-length material, and this is the final Death album. Many people know that ever since Human, this band was going to be making a big shift change in sound. You could hear it in bits and spurts on albums, even predating back to Spiritual Healing. But once you heard albums like Human and Individual Thought Patterns, you know the tide was going to turn for this project and something was going to change. You even heard more of that on Symbolic. That was supposed to originally be the final Death record, but I think that with Chuck Schuldiner, he wanted to move on to do Control Denied, and this was supposed to be a Control Denied record, but I think he had one more album left to fulfill contractually or something like that. So we have the Sound of Perseverance, and this is, like I said, this is not only the final Death album, but this is definitely another change in style and sound. It's death metal in nature, but there's just so much more going on here than that. There's a lot of deep, thought-provoking, progressive sort of styles and sounds going on here, and it just makes for something incredibly different. And now, I love everything Death's ever done. I'm not one of those Chuck Schuldiner fans that thinks only the first 3 albums need to exist and nothing else matters. I celebrate all of Death's material, even the progressive sounding stuff, and even Control Denied. I love Control Denied. But the Sound of Perseverance is really, really awesome, and this album probably has some of my favorite Death songs, like Bite the Pain, Spirit Crusher, Flesh and the Power It Holds. My absolute favorite song on this album with To Forgive is To Suffer. I mean, Richard Christie is such a great drummer here, and I definitely think he drummed his ass off on this album. But let's not forget the rest of the musicianship that you hear throughout this entire album. Such clean, fluid bass tones, some really intricate guitar riffs. Chuck Schuldiner doing the vocal style that he does. He had that sort of high register, nasally sort of vocal style going on here. I know many people like when Chuck Schuldiner had the lower mid-register sort of growls, but here, this is the final vocal performance that he did for Death, and it is what it is. I think it's something solid and something special, and God bless him for trying to do the Painkiller cover. I don't know how many people feel about the Painkiller cover, but I think it's ballsy that they did that, but I still prefer Bathtub Shitter's version of Painkiller myself, but yeah. I love the Sound of Perseverance. I love this album. This is a great way for Death to go out, and I'm very, very happy to finally own it in a vinyl format. So anyway, here's the front cover. As you can see, this is a remastered version, so you're going to get this remastered artwork. I definitely think it's a lot better than the original artwork, and I definitely think it tells a better story. There's a back cover with track listings, and as you can see, this is a triple LP. This comes with some bass, no bass demos, some songs that have no bass, but others are just demo tracks of the album. Triple gatefold. There you see more credits and information. This famous photo of Death right here. Liner notes, lyrics. And I don't know the limitation on this one to be specific, but this is the 20th anniversary edition, and this did come on a very interesting emerald green vinyl. Very, very nice job done here. All these records sound phenomenal, and Relapse did a bang-up job with this one. But yeah, like I said, I love all of Death's albums, especially the progressive tinged sorts of eras of this band. But yeah, Death, The Sound of Perseverance, definitely check this one out. And last but not least, I'm going to show you a record from one of my all-time favorite American black metal bands. It's really no secret how much I love this band, and I'm looking forward to any time I can get something from them in my hands. This is Grand Belial's Key with A Witness to the Regicide. Yeah. This was originally released in 1996 on Wood Nymph Records, and this is a 2019 reissue through World Terror Committee. And I don't need to say too much about Grand Belial's Key than what I've already talked about them in the past. You know how much I love this band. Probably one of the best, most celebrated, most lauded, most hated, most infamous, most despised. Lots of ways you could describe Grand Belial's Key, but I describe them as one of the greatest of all time. And this EP marked a big shift change for the band in terms of vocals, in terms of sounds, and just overall a big change. That big change came in the form of their new drummer and vocalist, the Black Lord of Crucifixion. This is the first release to feature the Black Lord of Crucifixion, and of course, up until Judeo Beast, he was the main voice and figurehead of the band, aside from Goal and the Marauder and whatever. But yeah, absolutely killer stuff. And this was originally a 7-inch vinyl, but they added one more track to give it a full, more complete sort of sound. This is the full version of A Witness to the Regicide as it was meant to be heard, and I think it works out perfectly. Getting to hear songs like Mourners Flock to Gethsemane, Conspicuous Imagery Adorns the Nunnery, the Hexen House Vigil, and of course, the popular Goat of a Thousand Young. Just some awesome, awesome black metal going on here. I love the keyboards at the beginning. I love the Black Lord's vocals. I love the riffs. I love the bass. I just love everything about this EP. This is some absolutely important and crucial material in Grand Belial's Key's discography, and I definitely would recommend getting a copy of this, whether you get the CD or the vinyl. But anyway, here's the front cover. Classic artwork being displayed here. Back cover here with track listings. There you see the band member photos, World Terror Committee, and of course you have Sinistrari. That's the label run by Galal, I think. Printed inner sleeve with the logo and lyrics. And I like what it says here. Originally released as a 7-inch EP by Wood Nymph Records in 1996 after the Vampire Purge and the introduction of the Black Lord of Crucifixion, the Marauder, and Lilith to the lineup. The Vampire Crucifixion, indeed. And yeah, this came on 2 different variants, red vinyl and a standard black vinyl. Side A, Side B, there you see the World Terror Committee logo here. But yeah, bang-up job done by World Terror Committee as usual when it comes to their vinyl records. And this is an absolutely important piece of black metal history, U.S. black metal history, regardless of how you feel about the band or not. But yeah, Grand Belial's Key, Witness to the Regicide, definitely check this one out. With that being said, I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to leave you some links to some of the bands I talked to you about here in this video. If you happen to have heard or own any of these releases, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it, and we can go from there. I will also leave you a link to Devon's YouTube channel. Definitely check him out. Check out his videos. He's got a good collection. He's got a good personality. I definitely see good things coming up for him again. So again, Devon, thank you for these picks. And now I will resume collection videos the way I know how to do them. So have a great rest of your weekend. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Army Help out.